Well now. I'm a lucky man. Thought I was waiting here for naught. But when someone finally does come along, 'tis you. I've always wanted a real fight with you. One-on-one. Here's my chance. You're not holding back on me, are you?
To Sir Redhnall, Master.
It was a rotten life. I'm not sorry to see it end. At least I went out fighting.
You have bested Sir Redhnall, Master, an incomparable feat. We cannot rest on the triumph, we must press on. I quite agree.
There is a rumor whispered among pawns that I have oft pondered. The gist of it is, when pawns travel beyond the rift, we can contract a peculiar
Dragon, heed my call. Your will is mine to command. Curses. This arrival of the true Arisen is most inopportune. Sovereign of Vermund, the ritual must not be disturbed. Let not the Arisen approach. You can manage that, I trust.
It is a vital thing. The pretender need not be.
Your efforts are for naught, Arisen. Now, simply watch as this world's hollow and fruitless order is remade by my hand. The ritual is complete. The dragon comes. Behold! The Royce Dragon. By my power, the dogma of dragons is unmade.
You could ne'er understand, Arisen.
We must all be freed from the vulgar order wherein the dragon's existence determines all.
You've doomed us all to the cycle. And you...
Greetings, Arisen. Hast thou summoned the resolution to face me? Then answer me this. Why dost thou fight? Is it to reclaim thy flesh, thy stolen heart? Or is it to reclaim thy throne? I offer thee a choice. Grant unto me this life in my claws, and be gone from this place. Or stand and fight. Pitiable Arisen. The time for thou to make thy choice is come. Show me the path thou wouldst walk. Go, and thou shalt live to claim thy coveted throne. Fight and thy... Intriguing. This then is thy will. Our parley is done. We must fulfill our charges. I, as the dragon, and thou as the Arisen. Climb upon me. We shall depart for our true battlefield. Thou wishest to dismantle the world's will, just as I do. Yet dost thou know what awaiteth the world, should it meet such a fate? 'Twould become a fleeting, fragile, vacuous thing, bereft of the cycle. Naught would be born into its safe chaos, great and terrible. Surviving in such a world would be no simple matter. The world shall not change with my death, nor shall it change with thine. Consider, Arisen, how it is thou came to be. How have the once closed paths before thee
no way.
Pray. Turn back.
Leave now, while you can.
You have strayed, Arisen. And for what? Lest you forget. You have a world where you belong. There, you are to fell the great evil in your path and rule the people as their sovereign. For that is who you are. And it is my wish that you should live out that life of purpose. The time has come for you to return. Go. My children shall see you there safely.
Let us go home. Together.
To a world under your rightful rule.
To a world all your own.
This is your will? Then behold, a world unmerciful, bereft with benevolent hands and guides. You find it strange. But this is your world. The world to which you longed to return. Alas, if only you had chosen to become sovereign. At the end of your travails, you could have ruled over these lands in perpetual peace. Yet that world of limitless possibilities has ended. You stand now upon its remains. The vestiges of a world that could have been so much more. Innumerable wills have served to deliver this world from extinction time and time again. You alone have refused to carry out that great purpose. What you see before you is the consequence of your apathy. Behold. As it has failed to be chosen, and as 'twill ne'er be read, this world will soon cease to exist. In the blink of an eye, the sickle of oblivion will reap aught that you have known. I would advise you not to waste these last moments. Explore the remnants of this world while you can. Perhaps, in doing so, you shall come to see the truth, and know the wretchedness of a world unworthy of being chronicled. How shall you fare, I wonder? Will you endure in this world, abandoned and unprotected?
Tis a glad thing we rested well. We must not put down our guard. When their skulls smash beyond repair. Well done. Battle is to be avoided, I take it, Arisen.
Let us defer to the Arisen's judgment.
Indeed, you are correct. I can make short work of any and all challenges we face. I shall fly to your aid, Master. What has become of the world? Would that there were someone who could explain this madness.
Come to think of it, did not Phaseus speak of releasing the world from its bonds in the Seafloor Shrine?
If this is indeed the world unbound, then perhaps we ought to seek out his wisdom. If this is indeed the world unbound, then perhaps we ought to seek out his wisdom.
longer do I feel the probing gaze of the Watching One. Is this I am he who brought the dragon low, and o'er its bones raised the proud kingdom of Vermund. Despite the magnitude of my feat, I was dissatisfied and sought ere greater heights, till at last I ruled the world entire. Thus did I come to know of the Watching One, the being by whose many eyes and ears no one or thing in this world goes unobserved. As to the purpose with which they watch, yet I did divine one thing. This world has lain neath the Watching One's unwavering gaze ere the dawn of its history. I despaired at this discovery, for if all is but a stage, did that not render my hard-won glories, my throne astride the world, mere spectacles for the all-seeing eye to watch? Was all a farce, and I, the fool, exulting in my wooden crown. Do you understand, newest of the Arisen? This is why I sought to fell the Watching One. Alas, though I cut down all who seemed false, be they man or woman, human or beastly, young or old, I did not succeed. Indeed, my efforts led only to my own. I was dubbed the Mad Sovereign, and by the hand of the new Arisen, consigned to this place forevermore. Yet, I can only assume that you have achieved what I could not. How else to explain the changes I sense in the world? Ah, what bitter gall that I cannot witness the outcome for myself. Falter not, newest of the Arisen, for your path is just, and fading spirit though I am, I may yet summon those who can be of aid to you.
I see you have returned, Arisen One. The Mad Sovereign has called, and so we answer. If you would save the people of this world from ruin, lead them here, for this place may chance to escape the coming destruction.
I imagine the people of this world will welcome the tidings that there is a place of refuge awaiting them.
Indeed, you are correct.
seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe? Here. Pawn is nowhere to be seen, Master. But where would a pawn possibly go, leaving their own master behind? Perhaps this too is Lord Phaseus' doing. We ought to go and speak with him at the Forbidden Magic Research Lab.
Arisen. You yet live. I suspected as much, given that your pawn still remains. One might hypothesize that your pawn is sustained by your vital essence. In any case, we ought to apprise one another of the situation. Is there aught you would know? Ah, yes. I trust it has not escaped your notice that the end of days is upon us. After you vanished, together with the Red Dragon, the seas rose to swallow the skies. 'Twas perhaps a month from that evil day when a new calamity befell us. A host of dragons descended from the skies and fell upon the land with fang and claw. Luz the Oracle called upon me ere you arrived. As she tells it, Melve and its environs have already fallen prey to the beasts. 'Tis surely only a matter of time before the rest of the kingdom follows suit. I found the poor creature collapsed by the wayside near Battahl. Recognizing your pawn, I decided to take the ailing thing into my custody. I thought it possible that the Arisen's pawn might hold the key to making sense of all this madness. Alas, try what I might, your pawn will not wake. Mayhap you will succeed where I could not. The pawn is, after all, yours to command. Indeed. Then I shall take my turn. In your absence, I had hoped your pawn might yield me some information. But as you have returned, I would hear the truth from your lips. Tell me, Arisen, what became of you this past month? So, following your plunge into the sea on the dragon's back, some mysterious presence reached out to you. Could that have been the World Forged? Yet why would such a being linger in those fathomless depths? And speculate I shall. This ought to prove a fruitful avenue of investigation. For that, I thank you. Now, if you can find a way to end this interminable slumber, your pawn is, of course, free to rejoin you.
Oh, Master. How long I've slept. But worry not. Now that I am awake, I shall follow wherever you lead.
Whatever our squabbles may have been.
Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
So you're here, are you? Now that I think of it, I do seem to recall Lord Phaseus lamenting that he be reduced to aiding you. But it matters not. Both he and I are too rushed off our feet to care for such. We seek to devise some means of forestalling these dragons' attacks from above, you see. If you've an interest in helping us fight this battle, perhaps you will join us on Volcanic Island. 'Tis all the same, either way. This world needs no Arisen to save it. Such is Lord Phaseus' creed and mine.
saw the sky fall, I trust. I doubt you could have missed it. And wherever the sky falls, a dragon soon appears to lay waste to the land. Or so I had assumed, after what befell Melve. Yet aught here appears to be different. Has our ruin been forestalled, or merely postponed? I must examine that creature. It may well be the key to unraveling the origins of this cataclysm.
The path through this rock has been sealed to us. There's naught for it but to search for an orc. Many paths are close to us. On account of the
Confound this obstruction. But I suppose I ought to have expected this. Answers were ne'er so easily won. Monsters! Summoned by that beast, no doubt.
Might not the Seafloor Shrine provide a place of refuge for the people of this land? I expect to grant us a bit more time. But will the people do as we suggest? The crux of the problem is how best to convince them.
Do you suppose that was funny?
Think you stand a chance? Not on your life.
Now's your chance! Got one monster down and two more replace it. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true. This cat shan't hold on.
This isn't my area of expertise.
What can be achieved without sacrifice?
Seems this is the only way forward. Up we go.
Once more!
fine welcome indeed. I can only hope that the worst is now behind us. Alas, a theory unproven is of little practical use.
Magics are at your disposal. Wait.
Someone ought to put a stop to this.
Few know the real nature of the dragon.
Don't think I'll stand.
One monster. You truly are formidable.
The beast's fell powers are twice as terrible in the flesh.
One monster down and two more offensive. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective. The tide is turning against us.
Have I really uncovered the truth of the dragon?
Here, strike with lightning on your side. And two more repulsors. We ought to ignore the rabble and focus on our true objective. You are allow me.
My theories on manifesting the dragon. There it is. The dragon at the heart of all this destruction. The secrets we might have learned. Never mind. You've your charge, 'tis true, and the fiends appear to be falling back. But I trust you won't object if I take a sample of its remains. After all, your role is to save this world, and mine is to pursue its secrets. Go, do what you must. I will remain here and continue my work. Someday soon, I will lay bare the truth of this world, and on that day, I will slip the yoke of this broken order that rules us all.
Never did I imagine such a dragon could exist. 'Tis a glad thing we felled it, whatever 'twas. One moment. I believe we are bound for... Yes, I know the place. Pray, allow me to show you the way.
You've pushed your luck too far. I'll not take that from you.
Pray calm yourselves, good people. I will have none of this squabbling.
So, Manella, you don't understand. This scoundrel's the one who started it.
No, you don't understand. This is no time for the people of Battahl to be quarreling amongst themselves. We shan't weather this calamity unless we can recall our common purpose and unite our efforts towards it.
Some days past, we used the information we'd gleaned from that bandit we captured. Breft, I believe his name was, to storm the Coral Snake's new hideout. Yet, 'twould seem we were too late. Most of the snakes had scarpered, and only 2 cadavers remained. Those of the group's leader and of Hugo, who'd managed to escape his cell only a few days prior. They appeared to have exchanged mortal blows. Still, all's not lost. Without a leader to organize them, the remaining coral snakes pose a much smaller threat. We shall have peace, if only for...
You've got them right where you want. This development differs greatly from any in my recollection. Truly?
Cheap mind. Come again when you've more coin to...
Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
My friend, how when word reached me of your uncanny disappearance, what has become of this world? We cannot be sure we will be safe here. You think we need to evacuate? I should gladly follow you. Nonetheless, we can but try.
As arborist, Sir Taliesin is the leader of the Elven people. Let us follow our guides that we might speak with them. Right you are.
You can count on me to fly to your aid in your hour of need.
I happen to understand Elvish, Master.
I've a modest talent for spotting materials that can be...
I'll carefully conserve my strength. And in... Tis a pleasure to meet you.
At least I go, knowing I fought to...
Shall we discuss tactics now? There is a rumor whispered among pawns that I have oft pondered. The gist of it is, when pawns travel beyond the rift, we can contract a peculiar illness that imperils the lives of those around us. At first, we are only restless and excitable, but in time we become so unruly that even the Arisen holds no sway over us.
How terrible. We shall have to be alert for signs of the sickness among our number.
Follow me.
Findelnar, ne veo norwendelis kemen. Morivenles erumar...
Kasinke telpi nun finaler, nun mor arda her. Fionar elwe arfarne nenwen sur orne, I avstir lalastar.
Mor nambue roth enfane alva silmines nevea tara morivin. Lis fa alda kar kemen rose oi andil. Kemen rose elame mor orne arenkali asur. Liamorevin unduiroth mine falis ne kenalien martir. Palan venis in heranon eluisoronne eruor.
Nun is amanda kill angadur fenor.
Kemen rose andil soron russa ne karilm ilarato. Ne chiamenran en firia moretele erando morivun telume.
Findelnar, morivin les charmenan? Nefa oio sur. Airando...
Alcarwa fir nun elda ane martir, tindome ingarina fa sorne am famer. Vanalina juror soron. Kasinke telpi nun finaler. Lera Nefir Heranon.
Only time will tell when the meeting shall take place. For now, let us make for the Seafloor Shrine. By your leave.